a proxy representing the.
In view of good leadership and representation, Lekon Ojo tasked representatives to be lawfully active in delivering dividends of democracy to the people's mandates.
If you are sleeping in the House of Reps, that means your constituency is sleeping. If you are a dumb member, that means your constituency is dumb. If you are misbehaving, that means your constituency is misbehaving. And the onus lies on the people to quickly call you to order. And people need to really ask you, what have you done? Some members of House of Reps will be maybe presenting bill 4 or 5. Some are.
This is coming out. The Nigerian Union of Journalists River State Council had condemned an alleged verbal attack by a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Blessing Amadi. Senate of Ignatius Nigerian University of Education in Warfare Rumini Obiakpo local government area of the state has abolished course lead system in the institution and issued a stern warning to all lecturers to desist from illegal appreciations after examinations, extortion charges for late buying of books, inflating prices of books, textbook, and fixing practical arbitrarily in order to squeeze out money from students. The position of the University Senate was contained in a special report signed by the acting registrar of the institution, Dr. C.A. Ajile, and copied to the acting vice chancellor, dean of faculties, all directors of academic units, public relation officer, SUG president. The institution's senate regretted that this ugly act has perpetrated a school in bad light as well as attracting publicity. The IAU Senate warned lecturers to desist from the aforementioned act or face stiffer disciplinary measures. The University Senate, while condemning the act, stated that the devil is going on in departments and faculties and with impunity. The Senate said all books should be sent to bookshop to be sold at university-approved prices, while assuring that the University Senate will set up book review committee soon. The statement encouraged students to come out boldly to give useful information to the university management of chairman anti-sorting committee with the phone number 0803-340-0185. The Senate assured the students that any report received will be treated as confidential. Edo State Ministry of Health has declared, said the 6 confirmed cases were identified among the 40 suspected cholera cases recorded to date in the state. He discloses while waiting the result why the patients were managed in accordance with the cholera management protocols, adding that 3 of the confirmed cases were from Ebo, 2 from Uwomondo, and 1 from Ikpaba, Opa area. He advised against self-medication while urging individuals experiencing watery stools and diarrhea to seek hospital treatment, and also encourage the public to stay calm as well as practice good hygiene and sanitation and promptly report suspected cholera cases to the relevant authorities. For his workers for the next. Analyst has commended the Lagos State government's Babajide Sanwo-Olu on the work-from-home initiative for workers in the state. Speaking on Atlantic television network program Atlantic Blowout, a political analyst Ekiye said the Lagos State government has also been lead on contemporary initiatives in the public service.
The Lagos State government in most instances has been a very exemplary when it has to do with governance and leadership. And I'm not surprised for this kind of gesture again. You know, wisdom is very profitable. And we learn to leverage on the opportunities that we have and also kill the slavery mentality of workers.
Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency has shut down several establishments in the Aluswa, Ikeja, Ogba, Surulere, Sawa, Meta, and Shomolu area of the state over violation of environmental laws. The agency made this disclosure in a post via its X handle on Thursday. The general manager, Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, said the agency's commitment to strict enforcement of environmental laws is to ensure businesses must recognize their environmental responsibilities and collaborate with the Senate government to ensure a noiseless, cleaner, and more sustainable Lagos state. The enforcement operation underscores LASPA dedication to maintaining Lagos State status as a leading hub of excellence and a peace-setter state committed to ensuring a clean and sustainable environment for all residents. Nigerian Army has confirmed the arrest of one Adeleye Ayomide as a suspect responsible for the death of a 300-level student of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Ogun State, Idowu Christiana. The deceased was abducted by suspected kidnappers along the Ikorodu-Yaba Road, Lagos State on Monday, August 19, 2024, while families said on condition of anonymity that the abductors initially demanded a ransom of 3 million naira before they could release the students. However, after several pleas, the abductors accepted 350,000 naira, which was sent to their account, but they refused to free the kidnapped students. And when contacted the spokesperson, 81 Division Nigerian Army, Let Call Olabisi Ayani, confirmed Ayomide's arrest via a telephone. Ayede said the suspect was arrested by men of the 178th Battalion. Benue State House of Assembly has approved Governor Hyacinth Halia's request for a sum of 6.6 billion naira to conduct the local government election in the state started for October 5, 2024, while the opposition People's Democratic Party questioned the justification for just a huge budget, wondering whether the LG poll would even hold. The 6.6 billion naira approved was granted by lawmakers in the unanimous voice vote during Wednesday's plenary section, presided over by the Speaker Hyacinth Dajo. The lawmakers acted on the governor's supplementary budget estimate towards the conduct of the local government elections in the fiscal year 2024 to the Assembly, and in the unanimous voice vote, members of the Assembly approved the supplementary budget. But reacting to the development, the immediate past Publicity Secretary of the Benue PDP, Bemba Loyum, described the 6.6 billion naira budget for LG poll as money, adding that Alia's administration has been breaking every record available in recklessness, visionless, and breeding unprecedented maladministration. Analysts have expressed existing difficulties in the bid to purchase petroleum products from the NNPC amidst the present economic condition in the country. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Ike Chukwu, who discloses why purchasing fuel from the NNPC demanded for availability of the products or reduced prices.
Said when available.
Yeah.
It's not always available. How many people can buy from the NNPC? Go to NNPC on Aba Road there. They don't queue. Somebody said the other time that he spent 14 hours to buy fuel. That's a productive hour. That's man hour loss. That means, I mean, how many hours is even the man hour? 8 to 9 hours. By the time you spend 14 hours, that means if it were to be calculated, you have even done over.
Ike said traders will carry out their businesses to make profits through black market breaks.
You take a holistic look at the factors that affect the price of goods as services. See, since we started seeing this inflation in recent time, you are yet to see any of these persons, either traders or transporters, that have automatically become rich because they are charging more. It tells you something. The money they charge don't go to them. They buy at exorbitant price.
This is coming as most filling stations in Makurdi were locked up, probably without product to sell to desperate motorists, but the few that had products sold between 980 and 1,000 per litre. However, black market seen doing break business around the town were selling at 1,500 per litre. Unidentified gunmen suspected to be bandits in their numbers attack Magama Jibia border town in the government area of Katsina State, kidnapping at least 3 persons and leaving others injured. Eyewitness says about were armed with sophisticated guns, including AK-47 rifles, while the members of the Jobial Security Committee said the bandits overpowered the security personnel who were deployed to repel them and shot sporadically to scare the residents. Most of them were prepared to go to bed for sleep. The residents called on the Jobial Vigilante Group commanders to always mobilize themselves and patrol Kagadama, Gamada, Kada, Faru, Regia, Malami, Maikuri, and Jibia Maji, including Bayan, Asibiti community, and insisted that the general public must stand firm to confront the bandits. The spokesman of the Katsina State Police Command, ASP Abubakar Sadiq, who confirmed the attack on Thursday, said the police had earlier deployed a team of officers to the scene where they repelled the attack and rescued 3 adopted persons unhurt. Gombe State Executive Council has approved the 2025-2027 minimum term expenditure framework encompassing the economic and fiscal update fiscal strategy paper and the payment of the 265 million as earned academic allowance arrears to Academic Staff Union of Universities, Gombe State University Branch. The Commissioner for Information Culture and Ethnic Mijanwa Tide, who disclosed this after the 41st Executive Council meeting presided over by the Governor Mahamudu Yahaya, said the medium-term expenditure framework would serve as a basis for preparing the 2025 appropriation bill, adding that the Executive Council also approved 394 million for the completion of the project at the Mahamudu Buhari Industrial Park, including fencing, gold erosion control, and consultant payment. The council also deliberates on the request for about 394 million for the completion of some projects at the Mahamudu Buhari Park, and approved the function, which consists of improvement in the fencing as well as ongoing treatment and, of course, payment consultants that are supervising the project. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mustapha disclosed insinuations that the state was witnesses an upsurge in violent attack and killings. He was reacting to attack by gunmen which claimed the lives of 8 persons in the Darfur and Kwata communities of Boko's local government area of a state on Tuesday night. Represented by a special advisor on security and homeland safety, Brigadier General Gaji Shipi, the governor said investigation has been launched into the killings. A statement person for the 3 Division Nigerian Army, Aliyu Danja, disclosed a second schedule round classification as an exercise conducted biannually in all the formations and units of the Army for its personnel across the country, adding that the 3 Division second schedule round classification exercise is designed to assist the serviceability of the Nigerian Army arsenal and at the same time to test the effectiveness of the troops' skill in weapon handling and assassin their battle readiness. He also said the exercise serves as the avenue for troops to sharpen their marksmanship skill to ensure minimal casualties and waste of ammunition when deployed in battle or internal security operations, while the range classification exercise serves as an avenue of fostering mutual and cordial inter-agency relationships with sister security agencies through novelty shooting exercise, where head of the security functionaries as well as traditional rulers, retired senior officers, corps members and members of the media will take part in the exercise. You're watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. A return after this break. You are watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. The rest of our stories. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has advised Nigerian youth to pay attention to details in the conduct of their affairs to enable them to achieve excellence. This is coming after he assured that the 10th House would continue to prioritize issues affecting the youth in the country, adding that the Parliament would open more channels of communication with them for the exchange of ideas on how to deepen good governance. Abbas said it is a scheme that exposes select youth to the rudiment of parliamentary processes, democratic governance and leadership, initiated by the Speaker of the 9th House and current Chief of Staff to the President Femi Gbajabiamila, and urged the youth participants to take full advantage of the initiatives by engaging actively with mentors. He also said 3 persons living with disabilities were engaged in the chamber to interpret proceedings in sign language, adding that the social media platforms would be created for all graduates and the leadership of the House, which would be an opportunity for interaction and exchange of ideas. While expressing his desire for the LMI to expand in the next few years, the Speaker commended Gbajabiamila for what he termed the noble initiative. Minority caucus of the House of Representatives has vehemently rejected the recent fuel price increase by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, warning the federal government reverse the increase. Condemning the price hike, the caucus said the development was not only ill-timed but also grossly insensitive to the harsh economic condition being experienced by Nigerians across the country. A statement signed by the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, warned the fuel price hike will ultimately erode the already fragile purchasing power of millions of citizens, purchasing more families into poverty. The minority caucus of the House of Representatives have vehemently rejected the recent fuel price increase by the Nigerian National Federal government has raised the university admission age limit from 16 to 18 years after a spark intense debate among educators, parents, students, and all the stakeholders in the country. The minister of Education, Professor Tairu Mamand, who disclosed the development, said the change is in line with the 6334 education system, which provides for 6 years of primary school and 3 years of junior secondary school, as well as 3 years of senior secondary education and 4 years of tertiary education. He also said the advantage of raising the admission age limit to 18 was to allow students to mature mentally and emotionally before entering the university, adding that the new policy is in alignment with what obtained in parts of Europe and North America. Professor Maman said the development is in agreement with the United Kingdom primary education, which starts school age at 5 and continue until age 11, and secondary education from 11 to 16 years. Students then have the opinion to continue their education for an additional 2 years from age 16 to 18 in preparation for university. Our Abuja correspondent Joseph Moses completes the story with the street broadcast.
Hello and welcome to Atlantic Television Network Street Broadcast. I am Joseph Moses. This is what we do in the street of Abuja, discussing issues that bother Nigerians. Last week, the Minister of Education, Professor Tairu Mama, said, going forward, Nigerian students or children will have to get to 18 years of age before processing for admission to university, so that they will enter university with matured mind, and thereby helping them to be there as an adult, knowing what is right and knowing what is wrong. But this has raised an alarm within the parents of Nigeria children, civil society, activists, and so many others, analyzing issues that has to do with education. Will this actually help the children after graduating from their secondary school? What would they be doing? Won't they be at risk of getting spoiled at home in society before they get exposed to knowledge? This and so many other questions we will be asking Nigerians in the street to get their take.
And the reason why I said the idea is good, because the children now go to university early. They go to university at the age of 13, at the age of 14. Before you know, that is why we have a bad society now, because they did not reach that adult stage and they feel that they go to university, they are adult. So that's why we see our children going around half naked. So for that one, when Baba Tinubu they talk, me I did with them for that one, we talk. The children, they should have patience. They should have patience with the government until they reach that age, because it's good for them.
Yes, that is the original plan of Nigerian education. Because the program is 6 years in primary school, 6 years at that time is 5 years in our own period, 5 years in secondary school, then 4 years in university, or 6 years. So before you out of secondary school, you must be 18. If your education is fast, it must be 17. But now we have 14, 15 out of secondary school, and they want to go to university. They don't have the matured mind to go there, and that is why if they went to university at the early stage, the peer group influence can be on them. I get them. But 18 years old is matured enough to know what is good for him. Nobody can convince him to do things that is wrong. But 14, 15, they can still influence them. I think it's very, and it will reduce the educational tensions.
Children going to writing jam from 18 years, I totally disagree with that. In a nation whereby we still permit child marriage, but we don't permit child education, it's out of place. And also number two is anti-people's, anti-masses project, because their kids, those ones propagating the law, their kids are 15, 16, are already abroad schooling, coming back to grab all the jobs that is meant for the masses. Most of the job will say less than 20, less than 25 years, and you must have some experience. If you enter school at, let's say 19, 20 and finish at 20, 25, 30, 25, when are you going to get experience? It's just it's just a way to further impoverish the poor and also deal with them, which is a tool the leaders have been using against the masses, and they keep bringing this tool one after the other. I urge every right-thinking person to speak against it. That is all I can say about this case.
I totally disagree with what Honorable Minister said. With due respect, he mentioned where they have reached for the past 50 years. So, on that aspect, and when we go to part of religion, being a Muslim, I will never go with this decision, because whenever somebody is bringing something that is going to tarnish the image of my religion, I will not tolerate it, I will not follow it. When we go to issue of religion, female children, because they are now growing because of the kind of fertilizer we are using. You will see someone is 13 years, but when you look at her, she's big, she's matured, she's equivalent to someone of 35 years of yesterday. So when we decided to deny them from this opportunity, we are coming back. We are drawing our country back instead of moving forward. So on my own part, forward ever, backward never.
But, I'm not in support of what the Honorable Minister says concerning the age bracket of children. One, if you say that you should a child must enter into university before he's 18 years, you understand? And you now stop the child. Whether you stop the child or you didn't stop the child is learning. Whether you say he should not enter, he must enter to 18, and the child maybe finish secondary school at the age of 16 years, and you say the child will not enter until he's 18. As you stop him or her, the child is learning. He's learning either bad or good. My own is, let the Honorable Minister look into the school education and know how to fix this issue of ASU strike, other things, developing the university curriculum. You understand? Making it so that we can be measuring with other developed country. This thing is, we don't need something like this now. That is me.
Thank you for being with us. I still remain Joseph. Some discussions with Nigerians in the streets. We hope that this could help the Ministry of Education to adjust. If it is necessary for the children to get to 18, so be it. If it is not, then it means there is need for adjustment, that Nigeria education will get better. I am Joseph Moses, reporting for Atlantic Television Network.
New Director General of the Department of State Service, Adiola Ajayi, says the agencies will step up covert operation in gathering intelligence and confronting national security. Ajayi said the DSS would also scale back to media operation, and President Bola Tinubu has appointed Ajayi on August 26, 2024, following the removal of Yusuf Bichi and assumed office on August 28, 2024. While addressing a press conference, Ajayi said the security agencies need to concentrate on its core mandate of covert operations so as to strengthen national security rather than being seen and heard. And former DSS Director in charge of the Public Relations and Strategic Communications, Peter Afunaya, announced these redeployments. Afunaya said the agency was determined to keep Nigerians informed with accurate and relevant information whenever the need arises. National Chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, the National Security, Omar Farouk, and the National Youth Leader, Kennedy Ahanotu, were conspicuous about absent and the enlarged stakeholders meeting of the party held in Umuahia, the Abia state capital. This is coming after Governor of the Abia State, Alex Oti, has convened a stakeholders meeting with the aim of resolving the lingering leadership crisis in the party. And although the presidential candidate of the party in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, threw his weight behind the meeting, while Abure had last week warned Oti to face governance and stop mingling its party's administration. According to the communique issued at the end of the meeting and read by the members of the party, Park Jok Edward, the stakeholder set up a 29-member caretaker committee to resolve the crisis within the party. The committee, headed by Senator Nadi Usman as chairman and Senator Darlington Nwokwocha as secretary, was given 90 days to resolve the crisis in the party, while the Independent National Electoral Commission had said the party has no leadership. Reacting in a statement issued a few hours after the meeting, the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Obiara Ifor, stressed that Oti lacked the local D to oversee such a crucial meeting as if it was an extension of his state activities. Federal government has approved a 50% increase in the feeding allowances for inmates in Nigeria effective from August 2024, and the measures aim to address the rising food costs and towards improving inmate welfare. The spokesperson for the Nigerian Correctional Service, Abubakar Umar, who confirmed the increase, described it as the first phase of the border review intended to enhance living conditions for inmates, adding that further review would follow, particularly due to the soaring cost of food. Umar said the need for an increase in the feeding allowances has been a public concern, especially after it was revealed in December 2023 by the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Halerus Nababa, that 750 naira was collected per day for each prisoner, while 800 naira was spent daily on feeding each of the 900 dogs in the service. This sparked public outrage and led to an investigation ordered by the Minister of Interior, Olubami Otunjojo, into the condition of the facility, and the incident does not reflect the overall standard of care and commitment to inmate welfare across the country. And now to business reports. Transportation fares has increased by at least 50% in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, amid the recent hike in the price of petroleum motor spirit. This coming after the fuel price was increased to 897 naira and 980 Nigerian National Petroleum Companies Limited retail outlet and independent marketers filling station in Abuja from 670 to 1,000 naira. The development has pushed up the cost of transportation in the national capital, while while Ismail Danjuma, the secretary of the Zuba branch of the National Union of Road Transport Workers blame the transport fare hike on fuel price increase. This comes as the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said that the recent pump price hike will further worsen Nigeria's inflation, which stood at 33.40% in July. Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited had stopped the sale of petroleum motor spirit or petrol to the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the product's price increase. The development comes as the pump price of fuel hit its major fueling station in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Lagos Delta, and Enugu State upon NNPCL's upward price review. Meanwhile, independent marketers sold at 1,200 and 1,300 per litre in some states following the upward review of price by the NNPCL, and despite the petrol pump price hike, the majority of fuel stations are not dispensing fuel in major cities across the country. Consequently, the National Vice President of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Hamed Fashola, in a statement had barred its members from getting petrol at depots. National President of IPMAN, Abubakar Maigandi, he was yet to speak on the matter at the time of filing this report, while spokesperson of NNPCL, Olufemi Soneye, has not reacted to the developments. Network Against Corruption and Trafficking has condemned the sudden hike in the price of petroleum motor spirits, popularly known as petrol, which has skyrocketed from 617 naira liters to 809 liters as approved by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. A statement signed by its operational manager Ugoagba in Abuja increase is a direct betrayal of public trust and unequivocal rejects the hike in fuel price and demand an immediate reversal. It described the development as an egregious affront to the collective well-being of the Nigerian people, who have already been subjected to untold hardship by the series of failed policies, adding that the government's calm-veiled attitude towards the suffering of the masses is deeply terrible and unacceptable, and demanded an immediate reversal. The group also expressed shock at the revelation of the Nigerian Labour Congress about the fuel price increase and minimum wage, noting that we are appealed by revelations from the NLC directly contradicts the understanding reached with the government regarding the 70,000 naira minimum wage. The anti-corruption and trafficking body also said the corrupt thrive where poverty prevails. Still ahead, international tidbits. Venezuelan opposition candidate Edmundo González Urrutia has been threatened with arrest for insisting he was the rightful winner of July presidential election. González Urrutia is the target of the arrest warrant issued over the opposition insurance and the incumbent president Nicolas Maduro stole the July 28 vote. The opposition released polling station leveled results shows González Urrutia won by the landslide, while Venezuela's electoral authority announced a win for Maduro within hours of polls closing, but failed to provide a full attack on its system. The United States, the European Union, and the several Latin American countries have refused to recognize Maduro's claimed victories without seeing the detailed voting results. González Urrutia has been hidden for a month, and her role explained he had ignored 3 successive summons to appear before the prosecutors before he was in a position of defenselessness, while President Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil and Gustavo Petro of Colombia were scheduled to meet Maduro for talks on the crisis, probably Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo through Venezuela's Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello, later denying any such meeting would take place. For the forthcoming presidential election, Kamala Harris has described the gun violence at the Appalachian High School in Georgia State as a senseless tragedy. This is coming after a 14-year-old suspected shooter opened fire on students and teachers in the schools, killing at least 4 persons. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, 9 other persons, including a teacher and 8 students, were hospitalized after the incident. Reacting, the VP in a statement on her official X handle condemned the incident on the date of those whose lives were cut short by gun violence at Appalachian High School. Pope Francis has appealed for religious unity after the attendance of thousands of people at the football stadium to features as Southeast Asia biggest mosque in Indonesia. The 87-year-old Grande Imam Masara Umar at the Jakarta Istiqlal Mosque, where they signed a declaration warning against using religions to stoke conflicts and appealed for action against climate change. Francis Park scheduled on Thursday capped the first stop of the Golden Asia Pacific tour the largest of the papacy, that will take him to Papua New Guinea on Friday and then to East Timor and Singapore. He appeared to be in a good spirit despite fear over his health as he addressed excited Catholics who make up about 3% of the population of Indonesia, the world's most populous Muslim majority country. Had arrived on the park buses hours before, many of them wearing a t-shirt showing the Pope and taking group photos with the huge stadium in the background. Pope Francis stood up to speak and start the mass despite his condition and had not traveled abroad in France in September. A standard procedure had been accompanied by the personal doctor and 2 nurses. And now to entertainment news. Veteran Nollywood actress Joke Silva has detailed her last moment with lead singer Onyeka Onwenu. This is coming after the eye singer Onyeka died in July 2024 and collapsed at the 80th birthday party of CEO of Emzor Pharmaceutical Stella Okelie and was buried on August 30 at the Airborne Vault in the Ikoyi area of the Lagos State. Silva, who witnessed the incident, disclosed that Onwenu died nearly 2 hours after she collapsed and not immediately. American pop star Lady Gaga says her mom, who introduced her to her fiancé Michael Polanski, the 38-year-old singer, disclosed when she had found a husband for her after meeting the 46-year-old mom who would find the most perfect person for her. American pop star Lady Gaga has revealed that it was her mom who introduced her to her fiancé, Michael Polanski. This is coming after Lady Gaga confirmed her engagement to Polanski during a conversation with the French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal at the Paris Olympic in July. The couple's first sparked during rumor after they were spotted together at the New Year event party in Las Vegas in 2019, while in early 2023 they reported separated for a time, according to the Daily Mail, but appear to have reunited by August that year. And in the March this year, they celebrated Gaga's 38th birthday with a group of friends at Giorgio Balidi in California. And now to sports news. England midfielder Angel Gomez said he left a goal to join Leos in both the player and the person. A 24-year-old joined Man United at the age of just 6, and Gomez was trapped for a big future at Old Trafford as he rose through the club's academy rank. However, he ended up joining French Lille's one side Lille in 2020 and was selected by the England interim manager Leo Kalesi for their Nations League match against the Republic of Iran and Finland. Gomez said the media head of England's clash with Iran on Saturday. And that's the size of the package. Thanks for joining us. I am Immaculate Rikana. Join us on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress.
Finish at 20, 25, 30, 25. When are you going to get
from the line across the ocean? From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories, in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the help. Stay focused only on ATN.